Some say the same. We push and pull so hard inside. Just take the blows and blow it all. It's cool if you want to do what you want to, move like you want to. It's alright with me. It's cool if you want to do what you want to, move like you want to. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah. It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Joys and pains. Alright. Just do what you do. It's alright with me. It's cool if you want to do what you want to, move like you want to. It's alright with me. It's cool if you want to do what you want to, move like you want to. It's alright. 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 It's alright. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo! How are ya? Happy Monday to you all. I hope you had good days off, good weekend, days of rest, perhaps. It's kicking out some jams this morning, April Pros. Blustery, Maryland. Welcome, Paul. It is gorgeous here in Portland. It is bright, clear, sunshiny day. Saffron, Tachyon, welcome back. It's been a minute. Swamp, Bunch, hello. Purple Pros, welcome back. Hope you are all doing well today. And to all of you lurkers out there as well. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing today. I sat down and had a quick look at email this morning and got quickly sucked away from prep. There's a new episode of the Progressions podcast dropping this week, and yours truly is on it. And I had to listen through the conversation that I had with them a couple of months ago now. Remind myself what the heck I even said. Saf is wondering how you go about making a bittersweet sound. Squish some raspberries. Very nice. Touche. It's a good one, Swamp. That's awesome. ASMR stuff, pencils writing, children playing, paper crinkling, chalk writing on top of a beat that sounds slightly too slow for the scene. In a minor key? Yeah. How many of you have played with the Twisted ASMR pack over on Noise? I did make that one. every once in a while I hear sounds from it and things, and I'm like, oh yeah, those sounds. And then I forget about them for a long time again. Oh, hey. Saffron. Dude, big ups. Congratulations. Upwork account and LinkedIn. Very good, dude. Very good. Getting yourself set up. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you just take a step in the right direction, and then the rest is just simply momentum. It's really hard to take the first step with anything, but you know how it is, man. Oh, and Tachyana's first for feedback. We'll get that in just a minute. Ocean, welcome. How are you, man? Foss. The band's all here. Ah, thank you, Paul. You guys can get to know me a little bit better. Listen to the podcast on Wednesday. Yeah, I bet he does. I bet he does have a long list. I was asking him how long he plans on doing this podcast once the pandemic, comes to its next point, I guess, when we move about a little bit differently than we are now, but things aren't exactly normal. I don't know what to call that. Anyway, he is saying that he intended for it to be a year-long project, but that it's also been a lot of fun, and he's definitely seen it through to the end of the year, and maybe a bit further. I can tell he's starting to juggle the idea. Flax muffins, sprout wheat, banana bread, tempeh, beef, and sweet potato yesterday, and feeling great. Hey, big ups. Although I think from the report, tempeh isn't supposed to be on that list, sir. I might be mistaken, but oh, it's just a minimize. All right. Great to hear you're feeling good, dude. Also, ghee in the coffee. Hey, and lemon water first. Awesome. Awesome. Good man. Good man. Purple Prose was feeling the love pretty strongly this morning for Pretzel Rocks, and now she's thinking, maybe it's time to hang up the old Letterman's jacket and move on. Oh, man. Paul, yeah, it's a good idea, though, man. Anybody putting together a stream or a podcast right now in this industry, I think is doing a good service. Whoa, where did this come from? Saf just throws the haymaker of Led Zeppelin sucks. Talk amongst yourselves. What, you don't like blues rock cover bands? Come on, man. Oh, man. Ocean, hey, dude, tell us more about your feelings about the addictive drums. Maybe I should do that for them next. Loving XLN right now so much as well. XO has really opened my eyes to the level of detail that they're putting into their work, and I'm paying more attention. I certainly am. King Crimson greater than Led Zeppelin. Well, that's just a fact. I mean, one is a great, great innovator, and the other one is a really awesome. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is a trap. They're both great, dude. Apples and oranges, Saf. That's funny. Dude, Ocean, when I was younger and I was first starting out drumming, I didn't have a second pedal yet. Um, and so I taught myself how to do double bass the old school way by sitting there and listening to John Bonham every single day after school and fidgeting with my ankle and just like getting those little flutter notes down. God, he's just the best. He's just the best. Swamp throws his 2 cents in. Both bands are epic. Mm. And so is it meeting all of your expectations and perhaps surpassing them as far as the natural sounding drums and cymbals, Ocean? With the Burr reference. Yeah, I think the last 5 letters of Paul's last statement here just says everything. The Fripp ethos is clear, right? And the many concentric circles in which he dwelled over the years as well, right? Because you've got like Brian Eno, who crosses over with Bill Laswell, who crosses over with, Ravi Shankar. Like, it's just like the degrees of separation with that man is one. It's always just one. Mm. Purple Prose, what are you talking about? Really? Chromosphere. And random CV generator. Grateful Dead John Mayer, greater than normal John Mayer. I think if you add a dash of Grateful Dead to anything, it's better. It's certainly more genuine. Oh man, it's funny how we correlate these things, isn't it, Saf? All right, so let's see here. Let's see what launching Discord does to Streamworks today. That freaking picture. Oh man, that picture from Nate that he put up in the Discord. It's just getting me every time. When he comes through today, if he comes through today, we got to remind him to make the OhmLab PogChamp emote. Epic. And we should go shopping for some Bob Ross stuff, don't you think? Some Bob Ross attire today. All right, so we've got a new one from Tachyon, who's back. Are you sitting in the room right now, man? Yeah, you are. All right, so let's check this.
Oh, baby, don't cry and come with me. Hold my hand and we'll be free. Hold my hand and we'll be free. Hold my hand and we'll be free.
Man, this is so solid. I want to say this is much more solid than the last one, but it's been a hot minute since we've actually heard something from you, so I might be mistaken in that. But I really don't have much for you on this one as far as technical nitpickiness. Um, Everything is really, really super gelled and very, very well mixed volume wise. Um, it's a little tight in areas stereo width wise, but I feel like the the video game vibe that the whole thing is is running on, that fits, right? Especially once it gets to the really close, constrained keys at the halfway point. It was just solid. It's just really, really good. I really wouldn't change much here. Around 136, right before you drop into that long sustained note, it'd be cool to extend the reverb tail on that, I think, and just kind of let that airy timbre kind of commingle with that artificially sustained vocal note there. I think it would sound cool. Um, Maybe even to the point where you could put on an additional effect like a flange or something like that, but only on the reverb tail, right? Just to kind of get some kind of cool thing. I think it would feel really neat in there. Um, and at 2 minutes or so, it kind of becomes evident to me that that pad could use just a little bit more volume dynamic on that attack. So if it's ducking that's being triggered through like a compressor or something, then just extend the release by like, I don't know, 15 milliseconds, 30 milliseconds, somewhere in there, and see if it feels like it just kind of eases up. I don't know. That's a solid track. I have a hard time throwing any kind of nitpick at that. That's some good stuff right there. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking for that sustained note. Yeah. First time working with vocals. It's great. It's great. What did you use for the vocals? Yeah, Paul, I can feel the fish vibes are strong within you for sure. I definitely saw my fair share of fish. I think that they're just the next evolutionary step. They're just, man, and having it all start from Gamehenge, I think, I don't know, everything was really on a very different level than the old poetry and traditionals that Jerry was rolling with. Oh yeah, Allman? Absolutely Allman Brothers. Man, I'll tell you what. So there was this period of time for about it was 3 years in a row, 3 different summers, because they would come and they would play a 3 day show out here every single summer. And 3 years in a row they canceled at pretty much the last minute. Um, and when they came back, uh, they made it up. They were on that stage for 3.5 hours. They didn't even leave. Well, they left individually for like quick bathroom breaks, but they didn't actually ever even take a break. It was absolutely phenomenal. And the segues that they had going from one song to the next was just, I've never seen a band make up for missing shows the way that they performed. They're just fantastic in general. They jammed at was it Bob Marley's his 50th birth anniversary, maybe? Man, they threw down a couple times specifically that I remember above all the others that were just, man, when they show up, they show up. They're just so good. Man, maybe need to go listen to some Allman Brothers. I haven't listened to them in quite a while. Do you think more vocals lyrics would be good too? No. No. I think that this thing is absolutely great. as it is. I think if you want to play with more vocals, write another track and keep it in the same thing, start building an album. I think that this is like standing on its own. It's solid. It's really good work, Tack. 50% depth. Grow speed in FL. 100%, Paul. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like String Cheese Incident and Leftover Salmon and all those guys have the Ski Lodge vibe in them, right? Oh, man. What's up, Rain? Space Bats is in the house. How are you? Happy Monday. Yeah, I agree with Paul on this. Be confident. Go back and listen to this. Like I'd say walk away from it for a bit and come back and listen to it in like a month and just praise yourself for knowing when to stop. I remember a couple other conversations that we've had over the months, and I think that I was praising your ability to know when to stop with both like arrangement and sound selection and all that stuff for a very young age. Am I remembering that correctly? You're quite young, right? Imposter syndromes no more. Very good. Very good. For today anyway, right? Yeah, click. Absolute. You can just drop a link in the chat if you like. $24. Oh, right. And talking about it openly. Yes, of course. I do remember this. And I do thank you for that too. I think that it should be, not overplayed, but I think that it should be a part of every single stream, that's got producers and whatnot on Twitch. I think everyone should talk about it openly. So Click is brand new to music production. Well, this is exciting. It's a pretty fun space to be in. Exactly. Welcome to music production. Okay. So I'll keep this somewhat light. You're just starting out. You said what did you say? 5 months, right? Okay. And you're working in FL. All right, so I would say in that intro, you've got a really nice, resonant, ringy bass. I say don't obscure it. I'd bring that up a couple of dB. I know that it's all kind of on a general fade here, um, but I'd bring it up just a little bit more. Let people hear your talents. At 30 seconds when the claps come in, I feel like they just need a boost. Some kind of saturation boost, probably targeting around um, maybe a slight bump between like 1.5K and 3K in an EQ, and then targeting a frequency around like 6 or 7K with an overdrive or a very simple distortion, and not much, just a tiny little smidge. You're not looking to alter the sound. You're just adding to, or you're hoping to highlight the sound, and you will know it as soon as you hear it. It's just going to be, the sound will pop, as they say. Around 4K or so. I think the kick could use a boost, and it would be fairly peaky. All things considered, as far as EQ work goes, it'd be fairly, you'd be trying to call out some frequencies that your waveform is going to look like this. In your EQ, it's going to be rolled off by then, but it'd be great if you could just find just a little bit of bright from that. It's got a cool pitch down effect in it, that kick, and I think that would highlight that pretty nicely. All right. What are my other thoughts here? Around 130 or so, that downshifter, I'd excite it just to highlight the texture, and perhaps add a reverb that resolves over several seconds instead of one that just kind of encapsulates it. And then that way it can just kind of better blend right back into the mix and kind of carry the listener a bit further. Really nice washes and swells. I love that you're not affecting the white noise too much, and that it's just really nice and creamy. At the very, very end of this thing, perhaps a subtle trill effect on that little whoosh, that little reverse. And that's a super simple maneuver. Just grab something like a tremolo. Make sure you're set at a 0 phase on it, so it's just volume automation at this point, and set it to like maybe 30-second triplets might sound nice for something like that, and not square, not sine, kind of somewhere in the middle. Maybe it could even increase as it happens, just kind of a little. I think it'd sound pretty tight. Really good work. 5 months in, this is good. This is solid. Have you been in FL the whole time? What do I mean by excite? So you can use an actual exciter, or you can use some form of very simple distortion. I would probably recommend starting out with an overdrive, which is not actually adding serious grit, but quite literally just adding drive to a specific frequency target. And oftentimes what you will want to do is target above where the main focal point of the sound actually is, and that's where you're going to generate the most harmonics. There are, as I mentioned, actual tools called exciters as well. They do something kind of similar. They allow you to find a target. This is more about a cutoff frequency, and this is more of a bullseye target frequency. So here you would actually see, like a dithering or an attenuation of the excitement or that saturation, that harmonic agitation going down in the frequencies below it. And you would not have that in traditional saturation with just like very, very simple distortion. I would personally start with this one. I would personally start with just a simple distortion. I think that that's going to do pretty much exactly what you'd need. And that's all just in an effort to help people find greater separation in the mix without you having to go in there and rework anything, right? The sound can call attention to itself, make room for itself that way. So, and thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. Dude, Saf, thoughts are with you, homie. I'm sorry you're going through it. I'm sorry you have to go to a funeral tomorrow, man. That all sucks. How your cousin's holding up? Yeah. Space Bats brings out something important, and that is just like volume management or gain staging or whatever you want to call it, just making sure that you're cognizant of input level and output. The other thing that I would put out there is, I'm not even sure if I mentioned this in my comment to you and you're just starting out, so it's worth hearing this. You don't need to actually introduce drive. Think about when you see people patch something through a piece of gear, right? Like in a video or in a studio or something, if you've kind of tuned into what they're doing with their cables and stuff, you see some people just like send something through a tube and they actually don't touch any of the knobs on it, right? Or they plug in a pedal and they pass the signal through the pedal, but it's not doing anything, right? They've got all the parameters turned down. Oftentimes what they're doing is just kind of borrowing circuitry character, right? So you can get a definitively noticeable difference by just turning this on. By default, you're going to see some kind of drive being added on most overdrives. I would turn it all the way down. Find your target frequency that you think you're going to go to, and then turn it on and allow yourself to be surprised by like the impact, the A/B comparison that it has. And if you get started with this type of sweetening of sounds in a really subtle but very abrupt way, right? No actual drive being added or saturation being added, but then turning it on after you've already dialed in the frequency. I feel like it's a really good way of kind of defining the pathways that you need to discern all of the nuances in sound with saturation. I feel like you can get there easier. Kind of shock yourself into the better sound, right? It gives you a very clear choice to make between the original and the new version of it that you're now hearing, and seeing that you're not actually having to add something through a parameter is very eye-opening, I think. So, especially when you're first starting out. Everything is impermanent. True, Saf. Can I show you how to make a bittersweet production style? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I would also say go back and reference the emotional sound design session that we did together, and kind of refresh your memory of that before we step into a bittersweet one. Awesome, Click. Thank you. And you're welcome back anytime. Just drop links in chat when you get here. Man, Saf, you know the way to my heart, man. God, I freaking miss Thailand. Absolutely, Rain. You are welcome to join, of course. Let's all just meet in Thailand, shall we? All right. What the heck am I going to do here today? I mean, I need to make more progress. I need to make more progress on this library. So I guess I can start there. Oh, and not to get completely distracted, but seriously, what Wall of Sound plugin did? Not to get us completely distracted here, but I'm just kind of wondering what's available out here. I can't get over this. The Bob Ross costume, which is actually just like canvas. That's hilarious. Okay, so a squirrel. I wonder if this costume actually comes with a squirrel. Oh no, it's a cardboard cutout. I need something I can wear. Maybe there's some good oh my god, that beard is atrocious. Oh my god, that's awful. Oh jeez. Oh, these kids as Bob Ross. This is great. Oh my goodness. You know, didn't he ever wear anything besides a blue shirt though? Am I crazy for remembering him in flannel? Did he ever wear flannel, or was he in all of the years always just a straight like button-up dress shirt? It's always the iconic blue shirt in all of the memes and stuff. Yeah, maybe I'm just having like unreliable childhood memories here. Oh, Purple Pros. We could all just disappear to Thailand and set up shop on a small island, right? And then you don't have to worry about all the social distancing, right? Just have a little commune. Two notes, wall of sound. It's a guitar, cab mic, IR loader with some additional fun bits. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Who else was talking about this recently? Someone else was talking about this as a really fun sound design tool. Can't remember who it was. Hmm. Yes, Saf. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna make some noise. Does anybody else remember Bob Ross wearing shirts that are not just plain dress shirts, button-up dress shirts? Or am I just completely nuts? I mean, I know that I'm completely nuts, but am I remembering correctly that he wore shirts other than just blue or white dress shirts? Seems like there's certainly more. There had to have been, right? Let's let this one lead this time. Okay, let's set this one at like a 4-bar. Trigger. And let's add some nice noise to this. Swara, are you looking for some feedback here? Popfex twin. Yeah, boss. Oh man. Just scanned all episodes, only that button-up shirt in various colors. Oh man, okay. '86 to '92. And once a bright red one. Javar, that was some very swift feedback to our query. That was amazing. Aphex for Andre the Giant. Oh, yes, of course, the light blue vertical obligatory wide stripes. Yes, 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 the late 80s. But the fro is eternal. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. All right, what does Swaro have here?
Kermit, what are you doing?
I'm dancing, bro!
I know.
Everyone.
All right, Swaro. Well, if you want to come back with some actual tracks, we can help you with that. You know what we haven't done? As we haven't gone through all the stuff in the... Oh, man. You know what? Hold on just a second. I need to bounce something really quick. I keep forgetting to send a track to someone. So you guys are going to sit here with me for just a second while I do that. This is the new track that Zev and I are working on. I wonder if he's recovered from his birthday yet. Let's do a quick offline. Okay, so we will call this Earl Grey. Oops. And this is V 1.2, I believe. Ooh, he was up on Twitch this weekend. Man, we are ships passing in the night on Twitch, I'll tell you what. But for 2 glorious hours each week on Mondays, we get together and we make music. What up, Subvids? Welcome, dude. How are you? Man, YouTube screenshots for the win, right? Saf, is that what you grew up on, is the bass? Your brother plays guitar and you play the bass? Is that correct? Synths are so alluring, right? Man, even an offline bounce takes a little while when you've got a bunch of tracks, huh? I forget this. It's years and years of bouncing in real time. I kind of have the nostalgic memory instead of the real memory of offline bouncing, which is like, oh, it's instantaneous. Okay, where is that track? Let's find that really quick. Cool, okay. So getting back to working on this thing, maybe a couple of hybrid soundscapes, some atmospheres. I have enough time for that. Ooh, transitions. We should do a bunch of transitions. That's what I need to do. That is a good one. Yo, what up, Seth? I just hit your inbox, dude. I'm sorry. You can ask the people. You can ask people around me. Like over the past few days, at the worst times, I've been like, "Oh man, I still haven't emailed that track to Will. What the hell's wrong with me?" Well, regardless, it's in your inbox. How you doing, man? Okay, yeah, let's knock out this quick Atmos. I'm gonna do a few more transitions, I think. Maybe some. It looks like I need some. Maybe some wind downs and some downshifter type things. Or like quick fade impact type things. Yeah. And we're back. Oh no. You forgot to show your screen. Oh, that sucks. Sitting there whining about logic not snapping very smartly. Oh, I don't know why. But logic um uh snap regions to relative value has become the default. Snap regions to absolute value. Now go back and try. Huh? Yeah, right. Vibes, Paul. I have ADSR on the brain. I was listening to the little sneak peek of the podcast that's coming out this week, and we were talking about ADSR quite a bit. Do you have a good weekend, Will? Have a good weekend. Birthday weekend. Nice, Saf. There you go, dude. And then the other thing is, you can force it if you go into like samples is the smallest thing that you can go into. There are ways, and you can also snap edits to zero crossings, which is also super helpful, right? Um, so it's just a couple little tricks. Oh, dude, that's fantastic. Does that mean you got some hugs? Oh, that's funny. Always a glitch of some kind happening, right? Oh, dude, that's awesome. My secret birthday wish for all of my friends this year is that they get hugs. up and try not to vocalize it until after the birthdays actually happen in hopes of not jinxing it for them. Dose of green, says Purple Prose. For what? Or is this green energy? Yeah, you know, Swamp, I've thought about it quite a bit. You know, my first internet endeavor was actually going to be all cooking because I'm a classically trained chef, and it's like what I was known for in the circles that I was in at that time. And I was going to start up this well, at the time, blog with like a heavy emphasis on video, which is what crippled it early on because people just didn't have the bandwidth yet. But it was called The Grateful Chef, and it was all just straight munchy food, just straight up munchy food, like hardcore utilization, keep yourself happy with the food you have kind of thing. And people were super into the idea and couldn't load pages and couldn't load videos and stuff on their dial-up. Oh man. Right, just munchy food, nothing else, nothing serious, but you know, all through the lens of like some good food science and stuff. I think that type of thing would be great on Twitch. I'd consider making a run at food again with something like that. Kind of tired of the kitchen in general, though. Not entirely, but cooking for lots of other people anyway. Full of green. Is this good? Is this good, Purple? Food us the thing. There you go. There you go. What kind of wine would you pair with this meal? And what kind of music would you pair with this wine? And with these tater tots? We can call it green. Maybe this was a swell in the making after all, and I really don't need this to be... Okay, let's see here. If I go LFO4, kind of like this convex curve here, and say we'll take it down after... Eight? How do I do this? Just go straight up. Whoosh. Oh, and that would have to trigger, and it would have to be an envelope. Right. Oh, no, that's not going to work. And we'll just make this an envelope and let it run one single cycle, and that's all. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do some simple swells on that. We need to fill out that directory anyway. Play with a little bit of saturation in here. Okay. So let's get this release up even more and our sustain down and our decay out. Zoom this out. Let's see about incorporating this noise into our filter, bringing it up a bit. Maybe we'll put a little wiggle on that vocal sample there. Maybe 16ths. Seconds. All right, let's finish this thing up here. All right, and let's set up a little chain out here. Okay, and lastly, after this reverb, if we could just get a tiny, tiny little bit of shine. All right, let's start bouncing some stuff. These are cool sounds. Let's do this. Maybe I should just go with some fluid play here. Get an audio track. And we'll just set the out here. Capture it here. All right, set this thing to stereo and away we go, huh? Hopefully I'm not ignoring you guys too much over here. If anybody else is looking for feedback on sounds or tracks, you can drop links in chat and I will hit them after I record here for a minute. Let's do these in, you know what? I'm not even going to track time on these or key. I'm just going to let this roll for a bit. All right, that's cool. See what we come up with. Go for some shorter ones here. All right, that's good enough right now. Let's go back and see what we came up with. Let's do a little strip silence on this. And just bring these down to their own. Oh, strip silence. You can get into it a couple different ways. Default key command is just Control X, and it'll bring up this dialog window. You just have to have a region or a track with regions populated, and it'll work on one region at a time. So I typically will go for long runs of recording, and I try to make the best use of it. So if you're, say, outputting anywhere between 10 and 100 sounds in one go, depending upon how quickly you work, you could be cutting as much as like 80% of your production time if you do a lot of like repetitive recording and editing stuff. Just the process of listening through and finding the right shot points for everything, it's time consuming, especially with long form sounds. You can get there the other way by just double clicking on an audio region and then getting into function, and then remove silence. And other DAWs have this type of feature too. Logic has had it for quite some time, so it's solid, and it remembers your last choices. So within a project, I will typically start with longer form sounds first, and I'll knock out a bunch of them, and then I'll just kind of shrink my parameters within the strip silence tool as I work. So as my day goes, my workflow actually becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. So in a way, my productivity is actually ramping up like exponentially towards the end of the day, which is a really good feeling to end on instead of having things kind of drag, right? Because that way you can knock out like a few hundred sounds in a day that way, really. Oh, whoa. Hmm. Oh, that sucks. Random pops and clicks. Yep. No support here. You have our condolences, though. All right, so how will this sit with the rest of the swells in here before I continue on in this? I've got two sections I will need to check. They could certainly fit into here. These textures. I'm going to have to rename this to be feedback textures, I think. And move that one. Okay, so these three samples need to be moved, and we could rename this whole category. So let's do that. This will just be some kind of weird abstract placement for right now. Put this in abstract, and this one textures. Okay, so it's these three. This one, and this one. And drop them over here. We'll rename this whole thing. Just feedback textures, I guess. And that'll probably be dropped into kind of an abstract larger directory, I bet. So these swells. Yeah, this would do well in the swell category. Disco. All right. That works for me. My prejudices include Scarlet IO and PC. Oh, man. Oh, Tachyon, never apologize for having to bounce, dude. Life is life. You come play with us when you can. Friends who need heart-to-hearts is all that matters in those moments, I think. What are we working on now? It's I'm working on an upcoming cinematic library release. It's rather big. So I'm kind of in the final stretches of filling out the basic categories, and then the next step is typically going through and trying to create a really high quality demo out of the different categories, right? Like kind of allowing things to commingle across categories to build big epic scenes, and then that largely informs what's missing, right? That helps me figure out exactly what most users would need to, without depending upon another library, just get their scenes scored and whatnot. So Scarlet is a reoccurring theme. A Bitwig guru streaming until about an hour ago. Of course, of course. Your car always stops making the sound when the mechanic turns it on, right? Hmm. All right, let's check our meters on this. Let's put a little bit of crunch. Let's get a little L3 Ultra. We'll go Low level loud. My meter back. All right, let's do this. Oh, it's hot. Let's bring this down just a touch on the gain. And let's also, just while we're here, let's put a in and out on all of these. Okay, this bad boy right here. All right, so let's see here. We're going into the transitions, swells. I really don't want to think. Yeah, I'm going to leave this batch without BPM and key. Distorted tension swell 01. How about that? Next. Hot. That tamed it. Okay, we can bounce that. Where's my fade on this? Didn't I put a fade on all these? Did I not do that? Could have sworn I did. Let's tighten that up a bit. Boom. So 02. Why is this not carrying over all of my... Oh, freaking loop regions. Come here. Okay, better. Let's bring this down just a bit here. spicy. You guys want an easy hack for getting your stuff shored up quickly in Logic? Set your smart snap to like hard snap to, what is it? Absolute value, right? And then you can basically just kind of short stop all of your samples. If you're using a strip silence tool, you add a little extra to the end at the post-release parameter in your timing, and then you set your snap settings to smart and then exact value, and then you just bring back the edge of your region and bring back the edge of your loop region, and snap, snap, you're done. No longer playing the zoom and chase game for the most part. There's still a little bit of it. Let's bring down these peaks just a smidge. The cats. My cat curls up like right about here most nights while I'm working. She gets herself worked up into like this. She's very dependent upon my actual like posture and position at all times at night. Because if I lean forward into a sound, she like kind of falls falls into it. It's hilarious, actually. It's hilarious. Oh yeah. Oh, simple power management settings. Excellent, Ocean. I'm glad that the pops and clicks do not continue to haunt. Man. Windows, the culprit. Always high performance, right? Avon! Avon is in the house. Welcome, dude. How are you? Good to see you, homie. All right, did I bounce this one? This would have been a 4. No. Let's see what the meters tell me. Still a little spicy, but that's okay. We're not even hitting the peaks in the dB range. Okay, and then I started getting into some of the shorter form sounds here. What's up with that, Logic? What's up with that? Man, I start talking about snapping and all of a sudden it just gets stupid. Why is it hanging over? Come on, logic. Oh, it thinks it starts here. Oh, man. This is how it starts when the computers tell you that they're smarter and that they know what's really going on. They're like, no, no, no. Look at this white line that I'm putting here for you. It tells you where the noise starts. Oh, my goodness. Let me make my own decisions, logic. I'm doing this for a reason. These bad boys are going to get much more compression than their counterparts here. Oh man, my snapping is all off. What is that? I talk about snapping and then all of a sudden everything stops working correctly. That's weird. Come on, logic. What's going on here? Seriously fiddly. Just a touch more. Yeah. Okay, so these are maybe we'll just call these short swells here, just to keep the productivity up here. We'll call this short swell, and we'll kick this back to 1. That's awesome. I love it when people put on shows for their cats on YouTube. I think it's great. Zev, thank you for hanging, dude. I will see you in a couple of hours. And happy birthday yet again. Ocean, thank you. Good luck with the meeting, man. Yeah, right there, Space Bats. That's it right there. And I love it when artists that have had hits come their way. I feel so good when they're actually honest about all that stuff. Welcome back, Sub. How you doing, man? Oh, Metasynth. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Metasynth is great. So good. It is an amazing piece of software for sound design, truly. Anyone recorded a tin whistle? Yeah, don't get it too close to the mic when recording. Try to be in a not too reflective space. Nothing more beyond that, honestly. I mean, play, right? Like, think of fun, weird things. Whistle into a cup or a paper bag or something. Some epic folk metal, tin whistle solo. Ben, how are you? I am doing well, Avon. Thank you. Have you guys thawed out over there? Whose birthday is it, S. Ben? It was Will's birthday last Thursday, and I tend to celebrate birthdays for like a month around here, so what the hell? Yeah, yeah. As long as you're not blowing wind directly at the mic, it's going to capture pretty well, I think. Yeah, man. Ben, how are you feeling after a couple of weeks after the accident? To pirate metal. Of course, dude. I live in Portland. Oh, man. There's not many things I can say, of course, to like that, but I guess that would be one. Did we record this one? We did short spell 2. That looks like a second short spell to me. Move this one over. It did it again. Hey, now the snapping seems to be working over here again. That's freaking weird. And that one works. It does seem a little lacking in the middle. Let's turn this one off. There we go. Cool. All of these basic type sounds, I used to sit here and think as I was building these types of collections that people would largely take all of these different sounds and run with them, make them their own, you know, because they're scoring films and television shows and whatnot. Turns out that still most people actually just toss stuff in. Like, it's amazing to me. People still just quite literally just drag and drop these. So you end up hearing these fairly untouched and all sorts of cool things. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to touch that one. Again. Come on, Logic. Come on. You know what it is I messed with the pre-attack time on my strip silence tool, and it's reminding me constantly with this little black dot of AI intelligence over here, reminding me that I'm starting my region early. What if on this one, we kind of mute this whole thing just a bit? Giant bandpass. Give it a little mid-range bump here. Let's just bring this gain way up on this one. Bring this down. Bring this down. Okay, so what is this? This is one of two of these little pulses, because this can't go into a swell. So we'll just put this into guess just into an abstract here. Let's call it a simple stinger. And we'll do the same with this other one. See if we can maybe break out a couple of those others into a different category. create a little continuity across the library. I wish Logic wasn't trying to tell me what to do. I bet we can cut that back to here. Oh, let's beef this way up here. Here we go. That's the ticket. And this is also, there's like a little like sci-fi kind of thing happening here. Where did I put that? This is tension distorted. Whatever. So we'll call this 2. And then let's just move on. Take a look and see what else is lurking in these categories. I think some risers, some downshifter type things would be good to knock out really quick. Skylar, welcome to the mix. I actually bouncing just single sounds here for a cinematic library. They will be available for download. These will all be kicked over to Ghost Hack, and you'll be able to grab them there. If you are currently subbed to the channel, though, you can go grab yourself a whole ton of free sounds from the Discord. Outer Spaciousness. Yeah, it's got like a retro sci-fi kind of thing, those last two. PP44. Because they are, matey. Because they are. Hey, Zev is live. We can go raid him when we're done here. All right, let's do some cool transition effects now. I guess we could just keep the same instance here, and maybe we'll even just save that little patch so I can come back to it later. Oops. We'll come back and flesh out mods for that. After this whole thing is done, we'll circle back and we'll probably jump into a ton of these presets that have been built and put together some kind of a release around those as well. It's typically the case. All right, let's build something completely different. Let's do let's do a little FM something first. Let me just grab some of my pre-made goodies here. let's go in here and we will crossfade this bad boy. Let's get something else in here. All right, let's set this into a band. And maybe we'll do a sharp one this time. Something like this. Okay, that's simple. Let's bump this up just a little bit. Let's get a little noise in here. Okay, let's set this into our filter. All right, that's starting to sound kind of cool. Let's get a little hyper in here. Okay, let's bring this down in frequency here. Not sure why it isn't showing that change here. All right, let's see if we can beef this up outside. Let's put a little thermal on here. This is not the direction I'm wanting to go in. I just want something simple that I can tweak really quick. So I got a reverb in it. Let's see here. Master effects. No. Oh, there's a reverb on this band though. There's just one. Let's see what it is. Let's just bring this down a bit. It's quite nice there. All right, let's bring down those brights up top. It's a bit reshaper, heavy. Let's take this one off the very top. Oops. All right, this one. Let's push this one just a little bit more. We can't go any less, but we can force the sides a little bit closer together, and then just bias this towards the base. All right, same as last time, run through, just record a couple of these. Yeah, just a couple of these. Hold on a second, that is not recording to our capture track. One more time. And I need to set my release here. One more time. All right, let's see what we came up with here. It's a handful of cool things. Just going to strip silence really quick. Let's bring in that pre-attack time. That was messing with me. Okay, 13 samples chopped. All right, so put a quick in and out on each one of these here and start processing. Ah, look at that, snaps right to 0. Okay, it was just the pre-attack time that I stuck on there that was messing with logic. Let's get back our flavor here. Get our meter back up here. Okay, so let's switch this fade into a slowdown. Maybe not. Oh, Eric, I'm just getting caught up on the chat here. Did you know the 3.14% are pi rates? Oh, oh. Facepalm. Yeah, we should have a facepalm in here with all the dad jokes we crack. Exactly. Oh. At subvids, back to the tin whistle. I try pointing it at the sound hole, but part of me thinks pulling back a little in good sounding room might yield better results. Yeah, and I would also go parallel to it. Don't go directly at it. Like, actually turn your head. It's still going to be in close proximity, but the actual wind thrust won't be hitting the microphone. It'll give you one less thing to have to battle against. It's cool. I'm into synthetic humans. I like that answer. Oh, man. The orange plugin slightly reminds me of that one Stevie Wonder cover album. Which one? Oh, you guys are probably watching Sophie. Yeah, absolutely. Swamp, toss the link in the chat. Anybody else looking for feedback? We'll be knocking on 1 o'clock here in just a bit. So if you want to get some feedback in today, now's your time to do it. Let's pump this up just a bit. Let's put a tremolo on this thing. Just really quick, I need a quick preview of these over here. Okay, Okay, so this is the lowest of all of them. I'm not really like super keen on it right now. Oh, I know. Let's put a little phase distortion on there, and that'll probably fix that. Phase distortion to the rescue. Let's bump this up. We can actually keep the cutoff pretty close to where it is. Bring this back down. Nope, that didn't do it. Next. It just doesn't really have a little sweet spot in it, does it? Maybe we can just create interest a different way. Get a little digital in there. A little bit better. Cool. Let's get a little output here. All right, so this needs to go into the transitions down. What is this thing? Well, with that bit crusher, we can bring this all the way here. Bring this back. Okay, stitch that tremolo. Alright, and let's put a long form on this one. Let's back a bit. Okay, we'll call this Let's see. No, I've not named anything else samurai. This one. Okay. Oh yeah, let's chop this one. Definitely. What do you think? Slightly delayed. Thank you, Spawn. I'll check that in just a sec. Okay, so that first one is a transform, so we'll call this one 2. See what this one looks like. Let's, oh boy, let's see here. A bigger curve on here? Yeah. Let's tighten this up just a bit. Let's beef this waveform up a bit. And let's take a look at our meter. Bring this down. Um, is it possible to automate going from stereo width to mono at the end of a waveform? Yeah, absolutely. Panning causes some really low growl to happen, but it pans too far left by the end of the wave, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. So if we were to do something like that, that's easy. And I guess you could do it in a number of different plugins. You could even do it in a directional mixer, actually, and just start from here and go in. But I would personally probably err on the side of just the low end. So you go for something like Imager, and then you can simply, over time, just reduce the bandwidth of your, say, 200 hertz down or so. All right, so if we were to go in here and just hit latch for just a second, or touch. Hey, wait, what is that? Global dirty. Global dirty flag. What the hell is that? That's not that is not what I wanted. Let's do yeah, that's not correct at all. We're looking at band 1 with percent. Let's try that again. Now, easy peasy. It happen a lot quicker. And just bring it down to mono by about here. Something like that. So there you go. Might even want to back it up just a touch more. I bet that feathering starts right around in here in earnest. You can see there's a difference in the left and right channel pretty clearly. Yeah, so it's largely at mono about here where it starts to deviate again. Yeah, it feels like it put it all center, but really it's just the low frequencies, because the low frequencies is really all that's left at that point. But if you were to narrow the entirety of the frequency, then you'd lose those little bits in the sides as they're resolving. So it'd probably be better just to keep it on the lowest frequency. And if it's affecting too much, you can just slide your bandwidth down a little bit in taste. That takes a bit of the... Oh, no, it doesn't. I was going to say it takes down the LUFS just a bit at its peak, but it really doesn't. So yeah, we can actually please the engineering bug inside of each one of us and just do that one again. Replace. Thank you, Swamp. Yeah, you can also do the same thing by doing, you know, if you were to just isolate bands, right? If you were to split your sound up, as long as it's not like a huge, you know, it's not like it's the whole track or something, right? It's just like a single form sound, then it's not that big a deal. You can just split it up to separate sends, isolate the lows in one of them through a multi-brand whatever, and then just do your channel mix on that, or your mono mix on that. Oh, Ada Kankanber. Oh man, I'm slaughtering and butchering this name. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. And Swamp is right in front of you in line. So let's switch to feedback mode really quick. Let me just hit save on this, and we'll circle around and do those. And then it will be time to go raid Zev, I bet. And then that'll give me a minute to go do other things for a bit before I go and make more noise. 3, 1. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Happy birthday, Zev. What are we doing here? This one was stingers and down transitions. That's good enough. Okay, so I think I actually said Swamp, but it's subvids that's. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, okay. So subvid sent this through. It says, why is this still not working? Oh. Zach, that one is not found. So it's probably set to private. You want to send through with the little dealio at the end? And what is it that's not working? I probably missed that in the chat. I'll go. Well, actually, this says that you did send something through Swamp, so I'm not too crazy. Where are you? Ah, Gmail. Let me put you in my promotions tab. Swamp Music. Sub, if you want to send through whatever you did earlier, I'll take a look at it really quick. It wouldn't play because it was set to private. All right, cool. So this is a new one from Swamp. Just happened there? Did it just cut off on its own? I think so. Okay. So this is fun. Might want to try playing with the reverb. Just like various types of reverb, maybe even juxtaposing a couple different reverbs that you kind of switch back and forth between, or maybe one that's actually morphing over time. Um, Perhaps not necessarily the space parameter, but the rest of it. I think it'd be interesting to hear it in different um, I don't know what the right word is, like spatial modes, I guess, right? Like washed and airy. And I think it's a really cool sound. I think you could play with it. The kick does get lost a bit at points. And you definitely don't want to turn it up overall because it's got a really nice subtle feel to it. And I can tell that it's intentional. I don't have much for you there because it's already got a really strong transient click. I think it's probably just a matter of saturating only the mids on it, probably to fatten it. I don't think it's a matter of layering. I think you've got the right kick. It feels right. It's just it gets a little bit lost at points. So maybe if you were to rough up some harmonics in the middle of the frequency range on that, that'd be good. Dude, the textures in the intro and in between the little perk hits are gold. Um, Absolutely gold. I would find a way to bring those up, whether it's calling attention to them by moving them around actively in the stereo field. If you were to bust those out to their own channel and then have like a little auto pan or tremolo or something that's moving at like 50% depth around at a really low rate, or 100% depth at a fast rate. I think either one would be cool. General saturation, whether it be highly digital like Bit Crush or whatever, would also be tasty on those textures. Nothing big, nothing dominant, just small percentage of shine. And that dark style bass synth that's in there, I think should definitely be highlighted and perhaps with some kind of messy distortion and or comb combination. But it's got a grime to it that I think runs contrary to the subtle position that you've given it in the mix. And it could just be, it could also be that it's a whip and you haven't actually expanded all the volume on this yet, and it's going to shine on its own. So take that last one with a grain of salt. This is cool though. This is it's got a kind of dark minimal vibe to it, and it's cool. This is a little different. The bat feedback bot. All right. Subvids has reposted, I should say. Stuck in a loop presently. So are you saying that you're kind of stuck in your own feedback loop, kind of like where you're just kind of stuck with creative direction for it? Is that what you're referring to, Swamp? Yeah, I would agree that this is a wonderful foundation, that there's like this saucy vibe to it for sure. Oh, Mario, how are you? Welcome. Adam Co, welcome. Yeah, I think that um Tachyon, Chris just says the same things I type, I swear, at the same time. Yeah, this is why I'm supposed to be looking at at chat before I actually start rattling off stuff, because you guys are pretty good in chat. So, yeah, I would agree with Tachyon that this has so much potential, and um, it's also number one, it's different than what you've sent through in the past, and number two, it's got a personal vibe to it. You're developing something here, and I would chase that. And I would take whatever feedback you get from people like myself with a grain of salt and apply it when you feel like a problem needs to be solved. I'm always so freaking wary and cautious about providing too much creative input for people who, to me, it's obvious a sound is being developed here and it's beyond just the one track. So, for what it's worth, I think it's really good, and I really like the overall kind of, well, the aesthetic of this one is nice, but I can kind of feel that there's a larger ethos lurking here, and I say chase it. Both harmonically and melodically, and like elements are just adding to this loop instead of making new track sections. Dude, that is not a problem. Here's why. Because you're going to continue to do that until you think, okay, well, this is kind of a hot mess now. And now you're going to start cutting away at it, right? This is me going into my little Bob Ross rants here, but seriously, think about this. I mean, this is completely nonlinear. This is everything that an oil painter could ever dream of, but never really gets, right? So they have to think in these layers ahead of time and then use these knives to like cut away to get like the different contours of color on the edges of things and whatnot. That's what you get to do after you add and add and add. So you get to go back and start chopping away. And the more you chop away, as long as it's with the right kind of intention and you're following some kind of passionate inspiration, it's going to take you to really good places. And what do you work in? Is it Ableton that you work in? I can't remember. But definitely save alternatives. Like save, if there's a way to save alternatives within a project instead of saving separate standalone projects instances, I would do that, because then it gives you an opportunity to flip through them, kind of audition them A, B, and you can hear what a drop sounds like, without any of your melodic elements in there whatsoever, right? Just to add this intense valley floor dramatic dynamic, like underpinning of the entire work, right? There are so many things that you can do once you start chopping things away, and it's not a bad thing to keep throwing things at an arrangement window, as long as you know you're going to come back and start whittling it down, right? And think about the fact that you eat with your eyes first, right? We're kind of looking at a screen here and seeing just how busy something is and correlating that to what we're hearing with our ears, and start making conscious decisions about what kind of things you can take away visually to keep things balanced visually, right? If you're new to all of the whole carving away at things, it can be really hard to just focus on the audio. So maybe color coding your stuff by tracks, and making sure that those color codings are consistent across some kind of intentional matrix that you're building, right? So for instance, vocals are oftentimes pink in my projects, and atmospheric sounds are oftentimes a really bright blue, like airy, right? And basses are like dark purple, kind of throbby, right? And so I kind of have this mental map of what the colors represent, so then I can go back and quickly say, okay, well, no wonder it feels busy here, because I can see 4 dark blue things here. I should really only have 1, and now I can make a decision. And I'm not saying that you should allow your visual input to dominate your creative thinking here, because you should not. This is simply a matter of helping you to identify elements in a mix more quickly, what you can affect, for a better outcome. And each one is going to give you a different type of tension or release, or I'm sure you get it. I'm sure you get it. Rob, welcome back, dude. How are you? Rob is saying, getting stuck in the loop. I know too good. I think it's good to go as fast as possible into the sequencer to keep different versions of the loop and then just blend it together. Just need to start learning more techniques regarding your sound design mixing, and you have all the elements properly sitting in the mix, and you'll be golden. Learning new things. Yeah, this is all good advice. I would start with the basics of just, and especially, again, I'm just going to reiterate that I'm always cautious when I hear someone developing their own sound, and that is the keep throwing things at this. Think of those things as paints on a palette, right? Your job then is to kind of suss out what the color palette for this particular work actually is. If you truly are on the path of developing your own sound, you can parlay a lot of this stuff into other tracks on the same album, and it creates continuity. Like, there's so many different things that you can start doing with the ideas. Get the ideas out first, right? You're in the process of developing something bigger, and I think that that's the higher priority. That's just me. What up, Paul? Welcome back. Working on subtraction. Exactly. It is the best thing to do. I would agree with Mario there. And, you know, this gives you an opportunity, if not even like the feeling of being given a license, granted the right to freely explore the ideas that you're having when you're working in a project, and take really good notes too. I know you're good at note taking and thinking about these things critically, but just make a note of what elements you've put down as ideas and you think that they're probably not going to be good in this track. But you can apply them elsewhere in a greater works. And I think that this is where focusing on subtraction and not allowing yourself to be hindered creatively during this process is where the real gold is, because all of the things that get cut out right now, they may not reemerge in something else, but they very well might, right? But knowing that you spent the time on it, you chased it through to the end, you've already got something built there. So it's easy enough for you to grab those things and take them, right? It's not just learning that you've gotten. So for what it's worth. You make clips in Ableton, right? Okay, cool. Are you the only one that uses yellow for the bass? Mario, you might be the only person that I know that uses yellow for the bass. How are you, by the way? Yeah. Okay, let's scroll back up. We've got someone waiting so patiently here. Attican, are you still around? Yeah, exactly. Michelangelo saw David out of a big marble rock. That's exactly how I think about this stuff too. Is just like, you build a solid structure, and then what are you going to do with it? You know, do something with it. It's great that you built this. What are you going to carve it into? All right, Attican. I have no idea how poorly I am butchering your name, and I do apologize for that in advance if I am. Base is definitely purple. Ah, someone's on my side. All right, I'm not sure if he's actually still in this room, so I might just save this. Yeah, you did, dude. Unfortunately, I'm just about to kick everyone to the curb here. I think we're going to go raid Zev, because I've got other stuff that I need to run into. But I'm so glad that you made it in here, dude. Next time I see y'all will be Wednesday, and I do believe that is the day that new episodes of the Progressions podcast come out. If you'd like to go check out another really good one, I do believe that our friend Maurizio Borgna, right here in our chat, has been interviewed by the great one and only Travis Ference. Go check it out. If you have not checked out this podcast yet, go check it out. And then circle back again on Wednesday and listen to my boring voice talk about boring things in my life. I'm just kidding. It might actually be entertaining to listen to. So Darker blue, says Rob. Okay. The opinions are coming in. These would be some very interesting polls to run in the next stream, I think, just for fun, just to know, like, hey, what color do you assign your found sounds that you use in your drum grooves or something, right? Yeah. All right, Attican, if you have come back and you're checking this out in a VOD, circle back and give a shout when you are actually live in the chat, and I'll give you feedback live so you don't have to search for it in a VOD. And on that note, kitty cats, thank you so much for spending good time with me. I am going to go find Zev's stream really quick, and hopefully he's on for a little bit longer. He's going to be stepping into a jam session with me here shortly. So hopefully I don't just dump you over there and then he bails on you. All right, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Zev, I know you're in here. Oh, Phosphor's over there doing his thing again. Hey, it says no Zev. Huh. No results found. Okay, so let's take you over to Phosphor, because we all love Phos. He's family. Let's go do this. You guys, I appreciate you. I will see you on Wednesday. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And I'll see you on the flip. In the meantime, anybody looking for private sessions or just want to submit sounds to the community drive or something, you just hit the inbox. Holler at ohmlab.tv. I'll see you on the flip. Peace out.
Sarah, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Captain Ahab to help you find a parking spot?
There she blows! Whoop! Loading zone, darn it. Pull hard to starboard!
Too small!
Seriously? Cause it... Oh. Follow him! Steady, steady. No! Thunderation to the northern lot, where there be parking spaces as big as whales!
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
We were just going through a quick little tutorial about the animations, how you grab keyframes. And now I think we're going to get into the mutagen. And yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy the background music. Hey, Javare. Right now we're actually listening to TendrilBot, which is this sort of generative randomizer thing that I'm working on in Ableton. And actually last night I went and plugged in a bunch of M's samples and made us a sample pack of some kalimba and some shakers and her dog snoring monster pup, and a couple little vocal snippets, and we plugged all these samples into this thing, and I'm slowly building out this set to do more and more random and probability stuff. Cool, thanks, yeah, this is really fun. So if you guys like the background music, I'll leave it on. Usually we just go with the fire crackle, but let's see if we can rock the background music today. And I'm also recording all this, so that should be fun later on to do stuff with. I have a ton of just audio that this thing spits out at me. I've just been capturing a ton of it. Leave it on. Okay, leave it right on. I could even, maybe I'll turn it up later. When I need to go take a bathroom break, we'll turn it up for you guys. All right, so let's go back into Mandelbulb. And let's do some mutagen stuff, because I don't really know math, and I'm bad at using the formula editor. So let's just give it some change the strength on some of these, and because we want this to sort of add formulas and give us a cool starting place that we can use to go and then fly around. Some of these are pretty nuts. Dude, yeah, like all these, I have a ton of samples, and like, dude, yeah, also been like these, all these, better to just like bounce out like samples, and like, I've also been finding that it's better to just like bounce out like 4-bar loops or whatever, or even 1-bar loops, and then because there's so much gold in there, but you have to like dig through it. Let's send this one to the main and calculate that. And yeah, I want to get like all kinds of different sample packs and just like dump them into these samplers and see what it'll spit out. Okay, this is pretty cool. Let's see what formulas it gave us here. I kind of want to get something with more formulas in it. That's really cool though. So back to mutagen. Ooh. Okay, Jahan, could you send me your email in a whisper? Wild reactor rigs. Hell yeah, dude. You know what? I tried to get reactor running. I have like the free reactor player thing, whatever, but I can't seem to get it to like get out of demo mode. I don't know how to like figure that part out. I have to look at that some more. So let's check this one out. Jahan says, I had to work extra hours because a person had a death in their family. Oh no. Plus I got back from Denver. That's why I haven't gotten you those neutron samples. Oh, right on. Okay. Sorry to hear about that. I would live inside reactor. Yeah, I tried to get it to work after your suggestion, but it seems like it's only the demo thing, and it'll be like, oh, you have 30 minutes left of work time or whatever. So, I really like this. Let's see if we can... What are the formulas we got here? You know what? This thing keeps moving my formula window. Let's see what we can do with this formula. Again, a lot of this is not about knowing how to do math or anything. You just kind of have to like play with parameters. Usually what we do for the first half hour of each of the 2 hours of the show is look around for a good spot to land our spaceship. And then for the second half hour, we kind of do lighting and work on a finished image. So we still got some time here to go fly around. Sounds like I'm running the demo of the full version. You need to grab the free version. And once you're hooked, you can get the full version. Yeah, probably. What kind of PC? So it's an Origin NS17 PC, and it's an i9 9900 processor. Gotta bounce. Have a fun stream. Thanks, Ohm. I appreciate the raid, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone here, everyone chatting, just hanging out, lurking, whatever. So have a great day, Ohm. And let's do some more fractal things. I think I was going to